Welcome everyone to episode 15 of our TEKKIT 2 playthrough. This is going to be another B episode, so if you haven't seen the first one, I will be building on that, so you can watch it right here. And for everyone who did see that one, or is just tuning in for some genetics or some more complicated bee breeding, welcome. So last episode, while we were exploring, we got some more types of bees. The ender bees and the steadfast bees and the monastic drones. So we are pretty much ready to start breeding some more complicated bee types. And this is where we started our bee breeding before we had that base over there. So we ended with this alveary. Once we had it set up, we finished that episode. So I've set this alveary up to automatically make us a ton more resources, both the royal jelly and pollen clusters now, so we can make an absolute butt ton more alvearies themselves. So next up for me is going to be crafting, I don't know, maybe 10 more alvearies if I have the materials for that, and I will move those alvearies down into the next floor of the base down here. Just line them up back here, and then hopefully we can get onto some more complicated bee species. So let me go craft all those alvearies and then we'll be back. Alright, this is what the alveary floor looks like so far. I've got it maybe half done, maybe a quarter done if I want to make more here. Obviously I'm going to put another row of alvearies there, but they're very time consuming to make, so I've only got 6 for now. The way I've got this set up is these 4 alvearies, the first 4, are all connected, and they automatically, once they finish breeding, they automatically get pulled out, put back in so they start breeding again, and then any extras or anything they produce is taken away and given to my chest here. So my plan is to just let these first 4 alvearies work, and they'll create any honeycomb I need or any other resources I need from the bees. And then I'll use these last 2 alvearies to breed and mutate into new bees. So in all these 4, I've got proven frames because they last an extremely long time and they double production. And then in these 2, I have chocolate frames because they lower lifespan. And obviously the lower the lifespan, the quicker we can have them mutate and possibly give us new species. And the reason I'm not using soul frames, which boost mutation, is because these soul frames have 80 durability, and you know, that's like nothing. Soul frames are 80 durability, and then chocolate frames are 240. So almost 4 times the durability. Or actually exactly 3 times durability. So that's why I'm using chocolate frames. Over here in this chest, I've compiled a queen or a princess and a drone, a pure princess and pure drone of every species I've unlocked so far. You can see in the, not the gene, the apiarist database, every species you've discovered. I've got 23, and I just went ahead and made sure I had a princess and drone of every single one, so that if I need any of them for breeding, I can simply breed those 2 together, get a drone, and then use that one for breeding and mutation purposes. So what I want to do from here, now that I've got some alvearies to work with, is go for a bee with super good stats. And then with that, once I finally get that last bee with really good stats, I can use some genetics and give those super good stats to all my other bees. So the Jaded bee has the maximum pollination stat. Let me quickly just hit the bed. So as I was saying, I want the Jaded bee. And I want the Jaded bee because it has great stats. And what I mean by that is when you open your portable analyzer and you put any bee in there, it'll tell you all the stats of that bee. So this bee has the pollination stat slowest. The Jaded bee has the pollination stat fastest. So that's why I want that bee, so then using genetics I can take the fastest trait from the Jaded bee and give it to all of my other bees. But the problem is the best bees that have the best traits are require a lot of mutating and breeding to get to them. So the Jaded bee, you have to breed a relic and ender bee together. Obviously I have the ender, but I don't have a relic. If you go in the database, I have ender here, but I have not unlocked relic yet. And that's because a relic takes imperial, which I have, and a prehistoric, which I don't. And then prehistoric, ancient, and primeval. Basically, as I get down, I have one of each of these, one of all of these, but not the other one. So I have to keep breeding all the way down here. Now here we finally end up with a cultivated bee and a modest bee, of which I have both. Cultivated is here, and then modest. Okay. Yes, I have both of those. So that is the plan. I breed these two to get this one, and then I breed those two to get that one, and so on and so forth. And then hopefully I can take that good trait and give it to the rest of my bees. So to start, I just need a cultivated and modest, and I'll put them in these alvearies, and then we will go from there. So I've got 2 cultivated princesses, and I've got 2 modest drones, and now I will try to breed them together to get a sinister, either princess or drone, or both actually. So I'll show you the results I get from each breeding until I end up with a full sinister drone, just so you guys can see how it works. And then I will breed all of the rest of these on my own, because otherwise it would be an extremely long video. Well, after trying to breed the modest and cultivated bees together for a supposedly 60% chance at a sinister bee, I realized something was wrong, and if you hover over the 60%, it tells you it must occur within a nether biome. So that was a little waste of time, but anyways, I had to add some alveary heaters here and a couple of these in order to lower the humidity. So now it should act as if it was in the nether. It is super hot. I put 6 heaters and then 2 of these. So that should ideally make it think it's in the nether. So should be 60% chance I actually get the mutation this time. That's what I'm hoping. Well, it seems like I was wrong once again. In the alveary, you need the temperature to be 200% and the humidity to be 0% to get the mutation, which is hell. So I actually have to go ahead and rebuild one of these in the nether just for this one mutation. So I will build that in the nether, and then hopefully the mutation will work. Okay, we are literally in hell. So now it says it's hellish, and we've got our bees breeding. So hopefully this will work. 60% chance. Alright, finally we got a sinister drone. It worked out this time. Let's see if it's pure or not. So sinister modest. So I will have to breed it quite a few times to get Sinister, I think. But we have figured it out, so I will breed in this Alveary over and over until I get a purebred Sinister Drone and Sinister Princess, and then we will head back. Well, now that we're back from the Nether and we have breeded our Sinister Drones, we got a bunch of them here. Now we can go on to our Frugal. So we need to breed Modest and Sinister. I've got both those in my inventory, so we got quite a few chances at it. For this bee, I will go step by step, show you guys what I get from each queen and each drone. I said I'd do that on the last one, but then I had to go to the Nether, so I didn't. Hopefully this one will work in the overworld. I've got 2 of these and 4 heaters on both of these. So they say they're hot, arid, and if you go to the breeding for Frugal, between hot and hellish requires arid humidity. So, I don't know, hot is between hot and hellish, I assume. We'll see how that goes. 16% to get Frugal. Hopefully it works out. Since this is obviously going to take a little while, I'm going to use up a lot of these chocolate frames, which reduce the lifespan of the bees so I don't have to wait so long. So I went ahead and built this little machine over here. So what it does is it takes seeds out of this chest and turns them into seed oil through these squeezers. And then the seed oil is pulled out, comes into the carpenter, gets turned into impregnated sticks using these logs, and then is turned into impregnated frames, which are then turned into the chocolate frames and then stored in our chest here. So I will probably be pretty happy I have this, because crafting them by hand gets pretty annoying. So now whenever I run out of chocolate frames, I can simply just throw some more in. And yeah, now we're just gonna wait for some more Frugal bees, and then we will go ahead and move on to the austere. So I got my austere queen. However, when I started breeding it, if you put it in your analyzer, you can see it has the effect creeper. So that kind of just caught me off guard. I was just sitting here breeding it, and there you go. It just blows up every now and then if you're too close to it. And it's pretty loud, just sounds like a creeper, but it doesn't do any damage from what I can tell. But it does do damage to me, but obviously not because I'm wearing good armor. So that's kind of interesting. And if you wear, if you go far enough away, like over here, it just stops because you're out of their range. And also if you wear apiarist armor or clothing, then it doesn't work either. But I don't have anything that makes silky comb right now. I mean, I have tropical bees, but I don't have anywhere to put them. And I don't have any of the other bees, so I'm just going to deal with it for now, I guess. But we do have the austere bee now, so that's nice. And then, yeah, we'll see what the next one brings. Maybe they all have an effect after this. Alright, so we went ahead and breeded the secluded, primeval, prehistoric, and then also the relic. And the relic was the last step on our breeding here. Secluded, primeval, prehistoric relic, and then a relic and ender drone make the Jaded bee. And that was the whole point. That's what I wanted. Unfortunately, when I looked again, and if you hover over this 2%, it can only be bred by Jaded cat. Like, what does that mean? So, I googled it, and this bee is actually unobtainable in vanilla TEKKIT. Without cheating, You cannot get this bee unless your Minecraft name is Jaded Cat. It's kind of, Jaded Cat was the first person to breed every bee in the game, I guess, so they added this for her. So we actually just can't get it. So, yeah, that's, I got my relic bees. I'm ready to throw them in here. And yeah, just can't do that. So anyways, that was kind of the point. So now we just got all these bees. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. So, oh boy. Yeah, so I guess I'm stuck with a max fertility of 3 in my world, because that was the only one with 4. So I will have to go back to the drawing board and collect the best stats somewhere else. That is where I'm going to end the video anyways. As a failure, very important, very clear that, yeah, I'm lost. I'm broken, absolutely broken. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.